officially losing lighting. Let's do this. Hi guys. So today I'm going to be doing my classics TBR, and I saw a couple of people do this recently. Leslie over at Words of a Reader did it, and then Sana over at Ink Bones Books also did it. I think she did like a classics TBR jar, which I might do in the future, but for now I'm just going to do my classics TBR so that you guys can tell me what you think I should read. If you've been a viewer of my channel for a while, you know that I'm planning on reading one classic a month. I think I can do it. I think I can do it. I don't think it's an impossible thing to do at all. So the first classic that I desperately need to read is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I think that this is like the holy grail of classics, and I haven't read it. I love all of the movie and miniseries adaptations, so I don't know why I haven't given this one a try, but definitely want to read it, and I want to read it soon. Probably. The next classic that I need to read is another Jane Austen, and it is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen, which I just said, but whatever. I really need to read this one. I really, really love the movie with Kate Winslet and Alan Rickman. Oh my god. Alan Rickman in that movie, you guys. I loved him long before he was Snape, and it was because of this movie. Colonel Brandon, I just love thee. The next classic that I really need to read is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Again, another classic that I don't know why I haven't read it, but I need to. I know that there was a movie recently that came out with like K.S. Gardino, or however you say her name. I don't know. She's from Skins and she plays Effie and she's awesome. I remember when I was like 13, there was like an MTV present day version of Wuthering Heights and it had Katherine Heigl in it. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? That it was pretty awful, but I still watched it and was intrigued, and then I realized that it was based on this. I've heard that some people hate it, some people love it, and I love a book that's controversial, so I really want to see how I feel about it. The next classic that I need to pick up is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. It's another classic that people either love or hate, and I really just want to decide for myself. I have seen the movie adaptation of Jane Eyre with Mia Wasikova and Michael Fassbender. I just need a minute to picture Michael Fassbender. So the next bunch of books is actually a collection. It's actually a series, so I'm just going to show them to you rather than doing them all individually, because why? And it is the Sherlock Holmes series by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. You guys know that I'm actually reading A Study in Scarlet this month. I don't think that I'm going to read the entire series this year because that would have to like take up all of my classics each month. So I wanted to at least try to read each of the books. That would be really cool, but we just have to see what happens. No. Oh, shut up. The next classic that I really need to pick up is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. The Picture of Tyrion? Oh my gosh, did you guys watch the Game of Thrones season 4 trailer? Winter is coming. But yes, The Picture of Dorian Gray, I've heard amazing things about it. I just feel like I would really dig Oscar Wilde. I had to read some of his short stories in college, and for some reason I just never picked this up, but it sounds awesome. It sounds twisted, and I like twisted stories. What's that say about me? I don't know. The next classic that I really need to pick up is The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. Another one that I can't believe I haven't picked up, and I know. Let me have it. Let me have it in the comments. The next classic that I really need to pick up is Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. I have read bits of this over the years. I picked it up when I was like 15 or 16, but I never finished it, and I don't know why, because, well, maybe because it's a creepy freaking book. You know, I've read parts of it, so I know that the writing is beautiful, and I've heard that if you are a lover of prose, which I am, you have to read this book. It's like, you have to read it. You have to. So I'm gonna read it. Maybe I'll read it during Banned Books Month, which I think is in like September. Maybe. I don't know. The next classic that I really need to pick up is Lord of the Flies by William Golding. I picked this up a couple months ago because I thought this edition was really, really cool. So I picked it up, but I haven't read it yet. So The next classic is one that I really haven't heard too much about, but it was recommended to me by someone about a year ago, and I picked it up because it sounded interesting, but I just haven't ever actually read it. And it is Lie Down in Darkness by William Styron. This book is about a family living in the South, and I think it's kind of like the family is very disturbed. The mother hates one of her daughters, is envious of her, and I think that maybe, if I'm remembering correctly, her daughter and her husband are kind of having a incestuous relationship. So yeah, rightly so, be jealous and disgusted, lady. I don't really know a whole lot about it, so if you guys have read it, please let me know, because I don't know too much. I just know that it's supposed to be amazing. So if you guys have been watching my channel, you know that I got a complete collection of all of F. Scott Fitzgerald's works, but I haven't read all of them yet, and this is gonna come in handy. So the first F. Scott Fitzgerald book that I really need to pick up is The Beautiful and the Damned. I have read The Great Gatsby. It made the #1 spot on my top 10 books of 2013. I've read some of his short stories, which I love, and I love The Great Gatsby, so there's no reason why I shouldn't continue on. And also because I tracked down all these books, hello, read them. All that I ever hear about is The Great Gatsby and how amazing it is, and it is rightly so, but I'd like to hear about F. Scott Fitzgerald's other works. The next F. Scott Fitzgerald book that I need to pick up is This Side of Paradise. I really want to read it. I don't really know too much about any of his other books. I probably should have read about them a bit before I did this video. Hopefully you guys can tell me what they're about, because that'd be useful. And finally, the last F. Scott Fitzgerald that I need to pick up is Tender is the Night, and this is by far my favorite edition. It's so gorgeous. The next classic that I really need to pick up is actually not a modern classic, so I should have included this earlier. And it is The Death of King Arthur by Sir Thomas Malory. I really enjoy medieval literature. I studied it in school, and I love it, but I have never read this book. I've never read it. I've read a lot of other tales from Camelot during that era, but I haven't read the book. I've never actually read it. I remember I read like a kid version of it in 4th grade, and I loved that, so I'd love to actually just read the actual story. The next classic that I really need to pick up is another modern classic, and it is White Noise by Don DeLillo. DeLillo? Not gonna lie, pick this one up because of the cover. It's pretty awesome. When I read graphic novels, that's the kind of artwork that I love. It's just really realistic, and I love it. Don't know too much about it, so if you guys do, please let me know. And finally, the last classic that I really need to pick up is East of Eden by John Steinbeck. I've actually never read John Steinbeck before, and I know that's like a sin, but I know that this is kind of his most famous work, so I figure I should start with this. Wow, I have a lot of cleaning up to do. Please let me know in the comments below what classics you think I should pick up first. There's a ton of them. I really need to decide which one I'm going to pick up in February and so forth. So if you guys could let me know which ones you think I should pick up first, I would really appreciate it. Alright guys, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.